DJ and PK, the Utah Mammoth fell 5-4 to the Carolina Hurricanes on Thursday night in Raleigh to wrap up their road trip with a 2-2 record, but that's not what they're thinking about right now. They had a 4-2 lead with under 2 minutes left before the Hurricanes stormed back. It all started to go south with a double minor for high sticking on the Mammoth with 5:18 left to go in the third period. Utah up by a pair, but Carolina didn't score until over 3 minutes in to that 4-minute power play, and they got a 6-on-4 goal, made it 4-3. 32 seconds later, tied it up with a 6-on-5 goal, and then won it with just under 30 seconds left on a 5-on-5 goal after Utah took a 4-2 lead into the third period on a Michael Carcone goal, his 11th of the year, and Utah was in a good spot until that penalty. It was a contest that they fell behind early in, as Carolina, just over 3 minutes into the game, made it 1-0 off a Utah turnover. Mammoth killed a penalty early in the second and then started a stretch of 2 goals in 4 minutes and 14 seconds from Kyler Yamamoto to take the lead.
Yamamoto rings it off the iron and scores! Kyler Yamamoto with a laser beam from the high slot, and we're tied at 1.
So Kyler Yamamoto, who had a 3-point night to get the road trip started on Saturday as Utah beat the Predators 5-2, gets the scoring started for Utah there. On Saturday, he was filling in for a sick Lawson Krause. The last 2 games, filling in for Dylan Gunther as Utah's top goal scorer, out day-to-day with an injury. But he filled in for him admirably and got that first goal for Utah to tie it, and then he got the second goal for Utah 4 minutes and 14 seconds later.
Sean Walker, now the Mammoth have numbers again. Pass across. DeSimone shoots. Rebound, they score! Knocked in by the Mammoth, and Yamamoto has a pair.
Yamamoto, the 9th Utah skater to record a 2-goal night so far this season. Carolina got one back on the power play late in the second, but 19 seconds later, J.J. Peterka gave Utah the lead heading to the third.
This is his second stint, third overall season. Whoa, there's a shot. The Mammoth get it right back. J.J. Peterka puts Utah back in front. Peterka makes it 3-2, 19 seconds after Carolina tied the game.
So you knew with Carolina having the 4th best record in the NHL and a home record of 18-8-2 entering the contest on a night where you scored 3 goals off of tough mistakes by them, that the third period was going to be a challenge, but Utah'd get the first one. They forced another turnover, and that would be Michael Carcone's 11th to make it a 2-goal lead for Utah, their first 2-goal lead of the evening.
This Carolina team, so dangerous offensively. Now they turn it over. McBain across, shoveled in, and they score. This time it's Carcone. Yamamoto created the turnover. McBain had the primary assist, setting up Michael Carcone's 11th goal of the year.
And then, as we said, things kind of fell apart in the final 2 minutes. Utah, the 3rd team in NHL history to have a 2-goal lead in the final 2 minutes of regulation and lose it in regulation. But they do finish the road trip 2-2. Talked about it before. What are the expectations for a trip like this? And a split would have been easily taken by the Mammoth. Just not maybe if we knew we were going to give up a 2-goal lead in the final 2 minutes of the final game to settle for that split. Let's hear from Captain Clayton Keller post-game after this one.
I don't know if you have just, a word or definition to describe that game, but overall, your thoughts?
I don't know. I thought we got better as the game went on. We seemed to kind of be in control, and we were able to, play our style as the game went on, but obviously the finish sucks. It hasn't really sunk in yet. We got to learn from it.
Those 2 final minutes, I guess, what did you see in terms of the breakdown and how they were able to come back?
I don't know. I think, we're a good team. We knew they were going to have a push. I think, we called the timeout. We said the right things. Bear said, the right things, in the timeout of, just we're good, and we agreed. And, it sucks to lose like that. I felt like we were in control, most of the game.
What do you want your team to take away from this and move forward with putting this behind you?
You got to learn from it. You got to play all the way until the end and not let it happen again. I think simple as that.
When it comes to dealing with pressure, though, throughout this game, when the team was battling well against Carolina's pressure, what were the elements that you guys liked out of your game?
Yeah, I think, once we settled in, we were supporting the puck. We had bump back to speed. We had more communication as the game went on, and I think that's some things that we did good.
How do you ensure that something like that doesn't happen again?
Talk about it, watch the video. It's on all of us and to take accountability for it, and we'll learn from it. We'll be better from it.
Tough outcome, but Yamamoto has 3 points tonight. What does it say about his character and the way that he's carried himself this season and to come in tonight?
Yeah, he's such a great player. He can play anywhere in the lineup. He's super smart. He's got a good hockey IQ, and that's something that you can't teach, and he has that. So he's a great player in our lineup. Like I said, he can do it all, and we're really lucky to have a guy like him.
I know it's a tough road trip. You guys played some really tough teams, and it's not a consolation, but you still walk away 500. Is there anything you guys can take away from that going home?
Yeah, for sure. I think 500 solid. It sucks, we lost tonight. But yeah, a couple more games before the break. So I think that's, like I said, we'll learn from it and look forward to, those next ones at home.
So Utah holding down that first wildcard spot in the Western Conference now, 28-22-4, 10-3-1 in January. They'll wrap up the first calendar month of 2026 on Saturday night at the Delta Center when they host the Dallas Stars. Let's hear from Kyle Yamamoto now on that three-point night after this one. Finishes with 2 goals and an assist.
Rather your 2 goals in the second, but, the final few minutes, what did you assess from what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of things just unfortunately broke down. Their crowd behind them, they were rocking. And I think we got to, be able to calm ourselves down and, think right. But I don't really know what happened, to be completely honest. That's a good team over there. Good praise to them too. But, I think there's a few things we could probably sort out.
When it comes to the chemistry that your line had, you guys contributed a lot of goals tonight. What were you seeing when you guys were playing at your best?
No, those guys are great to play with. Hard work and fast. They both can make plays. So I think I play the same type of game as them. So just being able to play with them, second game. So obviously the chemistry's building a little bit, but no, it was fun.
When it comes to just facing really tough opponents, what can you learn from this game and this road trip moving into the rest of the regular season?
Never quit. Obviously there's 4 minutes left. They scored 3 to take the win from us. So never quit.
How do you make sure that this one stings but doesn't, harm your confidence moving forward?
No, I don't think so. I know we'll bounce back from this. I know that's a fluke for us. I don't think we're going to be giving up 3 goals in the last 4 minutes too many times, if not again. But yeah, I think going forward, just stay positive and keep working.
What's been your mindset this season as you've been in and out of the lineup, but played more this year as opposed to last year and contributed in games like this?
Just try to play my game. Don't do anything too crazy. Step in when I need to. If they don't want to play me, they don't want to play me. So
you look at the split on the road trip, the record in January, but all Utah was thinking about after this contest was just how this one got away. And here's what head coach Andre Cherney said after the game.
Obviously, this is really disappointing. I think we were exactly where we wanted to be. Penalty, killed the first 2, then give a goal in the back door. We should have more awareness in that. And then after, I felt we had no pace, and that's what made us successful throughout the game. It's the pressure we had in the puck here, and we became really passive at 6-on-5 and even at 5-on-5 after. And they did what they should do when they don't have pressure.
Is there something specific you noticed before the passiveness that kind of led into that final few minutes?
No, I think start with the PK, and for sure when they put it in and after we were too, it's what we always talk about being, you want to be patient, but you don't want to be passive, and we became passive, and we paid for it.
The Carcone, Yamamoto, McBain line obviously contributed a lot tonight. The positive from them, what did you like out of their line?
Yeah, they were good. They generate good offense. They were good throughout the game.
Moving forward, what do you want your team to take from this going forward?
Just what I said. If you stop having pace, you're screwed.
And when it comes to facing tough teams on this road trip, how would you assess this group did over these 4 games?
Doesn't matter. Matters we had the lead with 5 minutes to go by 2 goals and we lost the game, and we cannot accept that.
What was your message during the timeout?
Message was to stay calm. I felt we were on our heels. We're a good team, and we were playing well until then. So we had no reason to feel on our heels like that.
How do you make sure it stings but doesn't fully harm your confidence?
And we'll figure that out. Let it sting for now, and we'll figure it out tomorrow.
Mammoth will fly home today, take on the Dallas Stars tomorrow. They beat Dallas, who had the 3rd best record in the NHL, just over 2 weeks ago. 2-1 was the final in that game. They'll look for their 2nd win over Dallas this month. Coming up tomorrow at 7 o'clock, we'll be on the air at 6 p.m. right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone with Hockey Night in Utah. And we're talking all about it on today's edition of Mammoth Daily. No doom and gloom on Mammoth Daily. We'll briefly hit on Carolina. We'll look ahead to Dallas. I'll give Mike a quiz on the road because Utah does not go back on the road again until March. How about that? Then our local hockey roundup will tell you who won the state championships in Utah high school hockey on Wednesday night, along with a look at Utah's version of the Beanpot tournament in college hockey. So Mammoth Daily, no doom and gloom there, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Utah Mammoth YouTube page, Mammoth Plus, and SCG Plus. DJ and PK, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.